Hey guys, welcome to another rig review. Today we have a really fun rig. A rig that is about not Spider-Man, but Spooderman. And I cannot wait to show you guys because yeah, it's a fun rig to actually work with. Alright, so welcome to the channel. If you guys don't know who I am and is your first time here, my name is Harvey Newman and I like to share my passion for animation in this channel. Now, this section is all about the best rigs that you can find out there, rigs that are incredibly fun. So you can use them for your show reels, for your pieces, for your fun process of actually animating characters. Now, Into the Spider-Verse, or the second version or the second movie of Into the Spider-Verse has come out or is about to come out very soon, depending on when this video is released. And I thought instead of actually reviewing another Miles Morales rig, I thought about reviewing a much more fun version of Spider-Man, which is this Spooderman, and we shall check it out. I must say, first and foremost, is by a Gumroad channel called Rigs and Things, and they have lots of rigs. Definitely check them out. I'll leave a link down below. But without further ado, let's get started. Let's look at this Spooderman. So you can see here, this guy is a bit chunky and he is a lot of fun. He looks like a lot of fun. Instead of actually doing a regular Spider-Man shot of animation of Spider-Man looking really cool, if I were to see a show reel with a rig like this on a piece that is actually very funny, or this guy trying to act cool with this look, I think it will be so much better and much more entertaining as well. So let's go through it. Let's go through the rig and then we can find out how good is it. Now, let's go to the bottom here, the main controller. Let me open my channel box right here and see what we have. So I'm also going to get the wireframe unshaded off so we can make sure we actually look at it properly. In terms of options, we have FK, IK on. I guess we can basically switch on certain things, IK off. FK, IK visibility. I guess this is the main controllers here that we can switch between FK and IK. And I'm guessing the arms have the same thing. I'm also going to deselect my mesh so I can just select the controllers. And then we also have aim visibility. I guess this is the thing right in front of his eyes. Aim off and on. Doesn't seem to do much. Interesting. Okay. Finger visibility on and off. Okay. Bending assets on and off. Doesn't seem to do much either. I don't see any changes. Arrow visibility, that is the pole vectors. Yeah, this is actually very useful to make sure that you can actually find your pole vectors. I mentioned before in a previous rig that having these lines pointing to the pole vectors, and that ends up being very useful in case you lose your pole vectors while you're creating a walk or something like that, is really, really cool. And then we have, I guess this is the main hand controller. Oh yeah, I see. So this is basically like different finger poses, right? Cool. And then joint visibility. This is mainly if you actually want to rig it or change anything on the rig. Default off, which I like because I'm not a rigger. So let's have a look at this feet of the character. So we have a regular foot control here. And then let's see, what do these things do? So this kind of like get you to kind of rotate on the ball of the foot. And this one gets you to rotate on the tip of the foot. And this one allows you to have that zipper control, which I love, by the way. Really, really cool. I like it a lot. I think that's, oh yeah, when you have also like these controllers to get the tip of the foot to go from side to side, which is nice. Do we have anything else when it comes to the channel box? Swivel, I guess it's swivel of the leg side to side. Roll of the foot, you can do it via the channel box. Roll angle, I guess is more or less on the roll. Rock from side to side. Stretchy, on and off. So I guess if you actually have stretch on, you can stretch that leg. Unfortunately, I just found the first negative. It doesn't seem to actually stretch uniformly. So you can see that leg changes shape quite a lot. So it doesn't keep that bulk very well, unfortunately. So yeah, that is one thing that would be nice to have changed. So it kind of like just stretches uniformly. maybe if you actually add a stretch of 1 only. Let me just check it out. I actually add more. Yeah, no, it's the same thing. Anti-pop is probably when you have your knees and you actually have your roll. So if you actually want to roll this foot, it just doesn't pop so much. This is also very useful as you trying to kind of like get that roll, especially because the legs are actually bent backwards. They have that feeling of bending backwards. Having that anti-pop, very, very useful. And length 1 and length 2. I see. So I'm guessing if you actually want to have stretch on, like you have here, I'm guessing they allow you to change that length to make sure that, and change the fatness of the leg as well. But unfortunately, as you can see, when you stretched, that stretch or that change is not uniform. So maybe when you have it in default, it's a little bit more uniform. No, still not. So that probably will be something that I will change. Do let me know as you use the rig if there's any other change or things that I'm missing, but I think that will be something that I would like to change, especially in a rig that looks so stylistic and so big. You definitely want to have some kind of stretch on the legs because the legs are so tiny that you need to have some kind of stretch as you go through it and you animate it. Now, the knee pull vectors, they seem to be pretty standard. They can either follow the foot, which they are by default. This is good. Or not. Right here. So like don't follow. So they stay put as you move the foot. So that's nice. And then moving on to the hips. Let's see, because that belly is looking pretty cool. So let's see what can we do with that jiggle with that belly. Okay, so we have the main hip controller. It moves everything on the upper body, which is nice. And then I'm guessing we have the lower body controller. This also moves everything, so this is really nice. It allows you to actually... Okay, so we have an FK chain for the spine. Let me see if we can change anything here. FK, IK, spine. So we have FK, IK. So this was IK spine now. And now we have more of a jiggle. Okay, cool. So I think, to me at least, because you have this chunky body, most likely would work with a IK spine, because gives you a lot of freedom to kind of like get like this thing to move around as he's like moving around and jiggle a little bit. But you also have a jiggle controller to give you that secondary motion, which is really cool. Love that. That is really cool. I just realized that you have like this fabric, like the stitches kind of like ripping open, because yeah, it doesn't fit them. I like that detail. Really cool. So yeah, IK spine on this, absolutely a must. Love it. But you also have a little bit of FK on the upper body, which is also really nice. So really digging how the spine was rigged on this character. Allows for a lot of flexibility. You can have a little bit of IK here, but then you have these inner controllers that give you that FK controlling business. So let me just see, can I actually select this guy individually? No, I think this is part of the same control. Yeah, no. Yeah, you have two controllers there, which is really cool. Okay, cool. So arms. These arms right now are INFK, regular thing of FK, but I like to animate in IK. So let's have a look at the IK arms and how they work. So you have this IK arm. Unfortunately, I can already see that like the weights are not that great. You can see here, like, they kind of like intersect a little bit, and also the shoulders seem to be like detached from the body. See that? Like they seem to be detached from the body, so it'd be nice to have more of a connection there. That's the first thing. Do we have anything else? No, that's it. So, and I guess the pull vector can either follow or not follow. So by default is not follow on the arm, but if you set it to follow, then it should be the same as the legs. Okay, that's really cool. So yeah, the arms maybe need a little bit of work, and also the legs need a little bit of work. Now the fingers are regular FK fingers at this point. They seem to deform well. And you have this controller here that is important to get that cupping action. Can you translate it? Yes, you can. So it's all good. Now it'll be interesting to see if there's anything. Oh, and you also have this one for the cupping action of those two fingers. That's really cool. So fingers are great, like it a lot. And then the rigger actually gave us this free controls to make sure that we can get to a certain positions faster. I like these things a lot. It saves a bunch of time, and most of the time when I have a technical animator or a rigger doing a rig, I normally ask for these things, because making fists, making a splay hand, or having index curl or anything like that, all those things happen all the time, and the things that we do all the time with our fingers. Having a relaxed hand as well, so all those things happen all the time. So let's see what we have here. So we have a spread of the fingers, more or less. So that's pretty cool. I have a cup. I'm not too sure because we already have the controller. So index curl, middle curl, ring curl, pinky. Let me just do it all together. So it's not necessarily what I was looking for. It just gives you the controllers on the channel box. So what I was looking for here, I thought it was going to give us, it was basically like having specific poses that you set that give you some kind of like this, then this, and then this, and that are solid. Having some of those on rigs sometimes helps a lot, but this seems to be just the same controls that you have here, but just on the channel box, including spread, maybe is one of them, and then cup is another one. Okay, so that's that. And now finally, the top of the body. So we have the shoulders here. Yeah, the shoulders are moving well, and you get lots of jiggle as well. So you can see it's kind of fleshy, except for that, that split, unfortunately, for the shoulder. It feels fleshy, feels nice. He's moving quite a lot of the body, so it looks really nice. It's a little bit of a weight issue right here on the neck, but I guess there's nothing much you can do about it. Maybe you can actually counter it with the head a little bit. No. So yeah, there's a little bit of a weight problem with the model over there, but besides that, that's kind of small. And then we have the talk. I like that a lot. So you have like that jaw controller to make sure that you can just talk and say things as you are animating, which is cool. I like that. And then the neck controller, it looks pretty cool. I think, here there's a little bit of a bulge. Here there's a little bit of a bulge as well on this side. So it'd be nice to have better, weights on this model. So make sure that we don't have so much of a discrepancy between the shoulders and the head. But, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. And we have the eyes as well. What can we do with the eyes? We can move it around. And I think that's it. Oh man, what a shame. I fully thought that this eye controller will actually give you that blink sometimes that you get, or like big eyes, blink, small eyes, big eyes, like give it that expression that you get on Spider-Man. With a character like this would be absolutely a must, because obviously if you cannot move very much, then you express your face much more, and in this case you don't have it. A bit of a letdown in a way for me. And if the person that has rigs in things can see this, then adding some kind of rigging to those eyes, spidey eyes, so they can actually have some emotion, or can close, or can open, can be big, will be really, really useful. And lastly, the head movement. This also looks solid. Yeah, this looks much more solid than the neck. And that's it. That's the rig. It's very simple. I like it a lot. I like the simplicity of it, and it has a lot of potential. The only thing that I would like to see better is basically this parts here where the character, the leg, you can see the leg and the body melding together. And same thing here with the arms. It would be nice to have like that smooth connection. And also the neck would actually need a little bit more work. But this body, the core of the body, it looks solid, looks really cool. And I like the fact that he has tiny hands instead of big hands for a big dude, because it makes him even more comedic, and tiny feet as well. That's it. That's all I had for you guys. I hope this was useful. If you was, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't so far. Comment down below and also like. And as usual as well, thanks to my patrons for supporting me every single month. And if you'd like to know more about these kind of rigs and find out more about animation and how to get into animation, join my Discord server, because incredibly useful. I'm not saying it because it's my Discord server, just because the information there is really useful. And some of these rigs that I get every single week, I get it from there because it keeps getting updated all the time. So link down below. And until the next video, stay well, stay safe. Peace.